Welcome to the Belgian Waffle Report, serving you the crispest updates from the heart of Europe. Get ready for your weekly serving of news.
Hello everyone, my digital representation, and I welcome everyone watching the video. Grab your waffles and settle in because boy oh boy did Belgium have a week. Politics. When building become too expensive. The European Commission found itself under investigation by EU prosecutors over a real estate sale to Belgium involving 23 buildings from 2024, which sounds like someone's game of Monopoly got wildly out of hand. Meanwhile, an informal EU leaders meeting in Belgium reportedly ended in failure, proving once again that getting European politicians to agree on anything is like trying to herd cats who all speak different languages and insist their way of meowing is the correct one. On the bright side, Belgium issued a new 30-year bond maturing in June 2056 with a coupon rate that would make your grandmother's savings account weep. Nothing says we're financially responsible quite like selling debt that won't mature until your grandchildren are middle-aged. Belgium's economy is projected to grow by 1.1% in 2026, which is basically the economic equivalent of saying we're not dead yet. The good news is that household purchasing power is forecast to increase, while domestic employment is set to expand by 276,000 people. That's a lot of new people who'll need to learn how many different governments Belgium actually has. The less cheerful news? The public deficit is projected to eventually reach 6.3% of GDP by 2031, and climate change could potentially slash Belgium's GDP by up to 5% by 2050. But hey, at least we'll all have waterfront property when the North Sea comes to visit Brussels. Military, tanks, planes, and digital dreams. Belgium's military had quite the shopping spree. The country launched an industrial alliance to modernize army vehicles, bringing together John Cockerill Defence, FN Herstal, and Thales Belgium. It's like the Avengers, but with more maintenance contracts and fewer capes. Defense Minister Theo Franken announced that Belgium is negotiating for 11 additional F-35A fighter jets and wants to make them as European as possible, which presumably means they'll come with multilingual instruction manuals and a strong opinion about cheese. Belgium and Luxembourg also ordered 269 armored vehicles through the Camo program because nothing says peaceful European nation quite like a massive armored vehicle delivery. Culture and arts festivals galore. The Anima International Animation Film Festival kicked off its 45th edition in Brussels from February 20th through March 1st, proving that Belgians take their cartoons very seriously indeed. David Byrne brought his Who is the Sky tour to Forest National, while Mika performed his Spinning Out tour, ensuring Brussels remained the musical heart of Europe. Even if most people still think the capital is Amsterdam, the cultural scene was popping with everything from electronic music festivals to jazz nights, because if there's one thing Belgians know how to do, it's throw a party in 17 different languages simultaneously. Sports, Winter Olympics, and football drama. Belgium is sending a record delegation of around 30 athletes to the Milan Cortina Winter Olympics, which is remarkable for a country whose idea of a ski slope is a slightly steep cobblestone street in Bruges. The country won 2 medals at the 2022 Beijing Games and has high hopes for scoring strongly on quality this time. In football news, the Belgian Pro League is chugging along with Union Saint-Gilloise leading the pack. Though honestly, trying to follow Belgian football when there are relegation playoffs and expansion plans is more confusing than explaining Belgian politics to a tourist. Religion, Scientology celebrates, everyone else quietly goes about their business. In the news we didn't know we needed category, the Church of Scientology celebrated 51 years in Belgium and marked 16 years since dedicating their Brussels headquarters. Meanwhile, the rest of Belgium continued its proud tradition of being one of Europe's least religious countries, with most people preferring their Sundays devoted to frites and beer rather than organized worship. And that, dear viewers, was last week in Belgium. A country where the roads have more potholes than a golf course, the government has more layers than a Belgian waffle, and somehow it all works, sort of, most of the time. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this roundup of Belgian absurdity masquerading as news, please hit that like button, subscribe to the feed, and remember, in Belgium, If you're not confused, you're not paying attention. Tot ziens, au revoir, auf Wiedersehen.